Grabango has called it quits. According to Payments Dive, Grabango, the automated checkout technology company whose software was used by Aldi and piloted in several U.S. convenience store chains, has permanently ceased operations. Grabango's technology was similar to Amazon Just Walk Out tech in that it kept track of what shoppers picked up inside the store as soon as they entered, and then, when ready to leave, customers would scan a code in the Grabango mobile app and their payment would automatically process. However, unlike Amazon, Grabango's technology also did not rely on weight sensors within stores' shelves and used cameras only. Chris, Grabango shut down this week. Amazon called it quits on some Just Walk Out tech, or called its Just Walk Out technology tech cumbersome last week. And so I have to ask you, is this the final nail in the coffin of fixed position camera-based Just Walk Out systems?
Oh wow, and you're starting me off hot. I think sadly, I think very, very sadly, I think I'm gonna actually say that it is. I'm gonna make this
This is
statement
it,
that
huh?
I think it is. I think this is the nail in the coffin. Quite simply for the fact that just walking out of a store, as we talked about last week, isn't that valuable of an idea to consumers as a point of differentiation. And also, perhaps more importantly, all the other benefits of the cameras, specifically pricing and inventory accuracy, can all be accomplished more simply and easily and cost effectively with other systems, especially
Right,
via in-store robotics, right?
right,
We've talked about
right.
that a lot on our show. So the implications of all of this from this announcement from Grabango are big in my mind because Grabango was actually trying to do it in the least capital intensive way, like you mentioned. They're doing it without shelf sensors, but yet they still had trouble getting traction. So
Yeah.
my prediction, I'm going to be bold here. My prediction, bold, right at the start of this podcast. My prediction is that all the activity in this area is going to cease, particularly among grocers, and that more investment and energy will be put towards things like in-store robotics, which, as I've said before, will make 2025 the year of the in-store robot because just walkout systems are getting pulled back. Robotic implementations are already on the rise. You're seeing them go from grocers to warehouse clubs. The
Yep.
trend is already heading in that direction, and this news just further intensifies that trend, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that, retailers, like we've talked about multiple times, they really have had to focus, shifting their technology investments to things that are really impacting their core business. And to your point, like this is still kind of something on the roadmap that was more of a like very R&D heavy, nice to have. Even some of these Grabango stores that they were piloting, it wasn't the only way to shop those stores either. So I think that's the key thing. Like it was still in test mode. It didn't seem like they were, these retailers were willing to like go all in on it too. And I think that for me, it's not a no, this technology is never going to happen again, or that we're not going to see it pop up again. I just think that because of the things you said, there's other ways that you can achieve some of the benefits that this provides, like robotics, like, controlled entry and exit, and other things that don't
Right.
require as much capital investment right now from retailers that they just don't have. They just have to focus on other things like, labor shortages, shrink, all these other things. And there are ways to do that more affordably than I think this technology. Unfortunately, we're so big on it. I'm so sad to like make this the final, um, but
But you're kind of feeling
maybe,
that way too, then ultimately. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, I think, yeah,
to your point, like even though we talked about last week, Sam's Club's exit setup, which
hmm
uses some computer vision, but uses it in a different way with Scan and Go or even Instacart's Smart Cart, you can still get at that in the long run in a very simpler, less capitally intensive way to do it. And you just get down to it, like keeping all those items tracked in a store with the degree of
yeah,
accuracy that you need, and then the impact it puts on merchandising, like Amazon talked about, just seems like it's really hard.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens and follow suit. But yeah, Amazon closed some Go stores this past week too.
Well, yeah,
It's
right. Yeah,
not
right.
looking
And yeah, that's
great.
right. Yeah. And you know what though? We'll always have Germany. We'll always have our summer of
We will.
2022
We
trip
will.
to Germany where we tried
Yes.
out all these different stores.